do you feel about this? Do you agree?
No, Skip, we go through this every year. We go through this every year. Pro Football Focus does this every single year with the Dallas Cowboys. They have the most talented offensive line. They have the most talented this. They have the most talented that. And what does it get them? Skip, in 2007, the Dallas Cowboys had 11 players selected to the Pro Bowl. 11 of the 22 of the 53-man roster. 11 of them were Dallas Cowboys. How far did it get them? To the divisional round, because remember they had a first round bye. Eli Manning went down there and beat the brakes off them.
Were they not heavily favored to win that game? Yes, they were.
So
did Eli go beat the brakes off everybody else in his way?
Yes, he did. Yes, but let me ask you a question. But were the Dallas Cowboys talented? Now, you can make a case, Skip, I understand CeeDee Lamb, but they make it seem like Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb had a very good season the year before. It's just that Houston Texans paid him a lot more money than the Cowboys were willing to give him, and he took his talent, I think, it's Houston south of Dallas or north of Dallas?
South.
South of Dallas, okay.
You know that.
No, Skip, you know,
you get mixed up about that?
I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Texas.
Okay.
So with that being...
I have.
With that being said, Skip, I just don't get okay, they were talented the year before. So what did it get them? They were talented last year. What did it get them? I can make a case that Tampa wide receivers are every bit, if not better.
You could make that case. I would agree.
Minnesota, they make it seem like Minnesota got fettuccine or the Falcons. So Julio, Calvin Ridley. Really? I don't care whoever else the other guy is. It doesn't even matter. So, Skip, I just don't get this. We do this every year. So what happened when Dak had Michael Gallup and Amari and Randall Cobb? What did he get them? 8-8. Now, if these guys are as talented as they say they are, it shouldn't even matter who the quarterback is. Bring him along. If you what they say you are, so talented, a trio, Skip, not one. I can see if it's just one guy, because, okay, we're going to double him. You got 3 guys. You can't double everybody. And what did they get them? 6 and 10. Got them picking in the, 10 spot? Wow. So talented. Man, they need to start. Look, every year Pro Football Focus come out with some little mundane little stat. Oh, CeeDee Lamb numbers are better than what they show. No. We don't do that. What do the numbers show? They've never come out with a stat that says Carson Wentz numbers are better than what they appear to be. Sam Darnold numbers are better than what they appear to be. His numbers are what they are. That's what Skip tells me every year. His QBR, that QBR is bad. The Dallas Cowboys, all this talent. So that should tell you something, Skip. With all this talent every year, they be 8-8, 6 and 10, and missing the playoffs and no Super Bowl. So what does that tell you about them? I guess they're not as talented as everybody say they are.
So are you suggesting that Pro Football Focus, your favorite website, somehow has some kind of cowboy bias operating?
Yeah, Skip, you know what? Dallas, Jared's not going to do them like he did me, take me out to Christmas left, not send me in the ornament. But they good. You good.
So you think they get a lot of Christmas ornaments up there?
We get a lot of them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. You probably get some, too.
I don't ever get one.
Yeah, you do. I better come by there and see.
I wrote 3 books on my Dallas Cowboys that a whole lot of Cowboy fans did not like. So I qualify as an objective Cowboy fan.
Okay.
I have proven it in print time and time again. I've proven it in word on this show time and time again. When they play poorly, I speak of them very poorly.
What about when your quarterback plays poorly?
That's the point. And by the way, thank you for bringing that up. That is my biggest takeaway from this new ranking of these wide receivers. Now the pressure is just heaped and heaped and heaped on the quarterback, who just got paid the biggest signing bonus in the history of professional football. He just got paid the most guaranteed money in the history of professional football.
75.
It's $126 million guaranteed over the lifetime.
75 this year alone in 2021.
He makes $75 million. I thought it was going to help that he counted only 22.2 against the cap, but that didn't seem to get us anywhere on defense because, silly me, I truly bought into the fact that Jerry could go get 2 made men to bolster the defense that sorely needed help. And instead, it was a bunch of no-name bargain basement bin signings that did little to nothing for me, all the way down to Keanu Neal, who once made a Pro Bowl in 2017, and he tore his Achilles, then he ripped his ACL, and he doesn't run well enough to play safety anymore, so he is now transitioning to linebacker for my Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
he was once the 17th overall pick, and he's still a young man.
Yes.
But what has he got left? I hope a lot. Can he at least shore up the run defense that was second worst in the league last year? Should have been first worst, but the Texans were such a disaster. They somehow beat them out for first worst in run stopping. Okay. So is my defense that much better? I hope so. I told you yesterday, I can't do glass half full. I have to do glasses full. If I go to maximum performance and maximum health on defense, it's barely credible. If I do it on offense, it's explosive. If I get max performance and max health from everybody across the offense, the line, the receivers, the tight end coming back in Blake Jarwin, along with Dalton Schultz, some Zeke and Tony Pollard mixture at running back, and the quarterback has to be back. Dak attack has to be back. If it's back next year, I got a chance to have the most explosive offense in pro football.
Skip.
That's what they're saying right here. But the pressure then, the spotlight, the hot seat goes to the quarterback.
But the last time the Cowboys operated on maximum efficiency on offense was 95. They won the Super Bowl. You've been waiting for this for 25 years. Now, just yesterday, we had the stat that said the Cowboys didn't need, maybe it was an exec that said the Cowboys didn't need to sign anybody defensively.
They'll be fine.
What was it?
Because all they needed was to re-sign Dak Prescott.
Yes.
Right? Or he occasionally turns in, for me, to Dak Stresscott, because it gets pretty stressful watching him. And again, just for the record, in his last 17 starts, he's 6-11. Do I think he's capable of what we saw in 2016 and then the back half of 20? Yes, I do. But I need it. I need him to play Brady-esque. I need him to be Tom Brady next year.
See what you did? I love how you do this, Skip. Now, you go way, way back. When I try to go way, way back, my guys, you talk about what recently. So last 17 games that you saw him play, how was he? The last 17 games that you saw Dak Prescott play.
Well, obviously, he was up and down, but way more down than up. And Shannon Sharpe, over the last 13 games of 2019, gave him 7 Fs in 13 games.
Yeah.
And then he played 5 games last year and fatefully, unfortunately, was lost in game number 5, but it was kind of hit and mostly miss in those first 5 games.
Right.
And they fell behind even the Giants 17-3 at home, and they fought back. But then Dak it was this freakish and injury. He's as durable as they come, and he was lost. And then these receivers that I'm about to talk about, all 3 of them had to deal with Andy Dalton, and then Ben DiNucci, and then Garrett Gilbert, and it was just a cavalcade of misery for me for the whole year. So they had to deal with 4 different quarterbacks.
Well, Andy Dalton went to Pro Bowls with less receiving core.
Yeah.
You told me he made the playoffs 5 times.
Just remember, he got concussed and then he got COVID. Okay, so what a year I had at quarterback. You can't win without a quarterback. And you remember what happened at Washington, concussed, and then he tries to come back and he's COVID. What? I'm done. I'm done. I'm over and I'm out. So now we go back, and I think it's a very objective grading system that they use for these 3 wide receivers. Yeah, I'll give them a slight edge over Tampa. I'll give them a slight edge over Minnesota. I'll give them a slight edge over Atlanta. I agree with all 3 of your assessments about it's very close with those 3 other groups. We're not talking about the tight ends. We're only talking about the wideouts, okay? So let's go to Michael Gallup. To me, he's the most underrated deep threat in pro football.
He better than Chris Godwin?
On just running past people, yes, he is. Chris Godwin's not a deep threat to me. He's more of middle of the field. He is really good at what he does.
Right.
And he's very hard to deal with. But again, Michael Gallup just runs past people, maybe because he's got the other 2 guys, but he will run past you. And for Exhibit A, can I show you what happened with 34 seconds left on 3rd and 10 in the game, the opener out here at Los Angeles? Do you remember this play? You're writing something down. You got to watch this play.
I saw him be ran past.
Okay.
He pushed off. That's a push-off, right? Is that the push-off you talking about?
That is absolutely, that is hand fighting on both parts. That is no push-off. That is the worst call I saw all year. And that was the turning point of the season for my Dallas Cowboys.
Skip,
that would have set up at least a field goal, which would have set up at least an overtime, and maybe we steal that game at the Rams, and maybe we're off to the races.
So the first game of the year set y'all back for the rest of the year.
Well, was that not a turning point?
It was a pass. He pushed
That took
up.
my breath away because that was 3rd and 10 at the 34-yard line. That's a 47-yard completion, and you know and I know that was not a push-off. As a former receiver yourself, you would never want that call.
He extended.
He did not extend. Jalen was extending too. That was a reputation call because Jalen Ramsey's the best in the business.
Yeah.
He's a big, strong
You see what he's doing. Skip, he got it. Come on, man. Let me go.
Poor Jalen. And he even flopped. Effectively, it was a running flop where he exaggerated. Well, again, who was the throw to? It's the guy who can run past the best corner in pro football, to Michael Gallup. Then what happened after Dak, unfortunately and fatefully, was gone for the season? Andy Dalton steps in. And I kept telling you, Andy Dalton's pretty good,
right,
or maybe not bad is the best way to put it. And so what happened late in that game when it looked like they were down and out? Can we see what happened? This happened. Guess who? Michael Gallup. Was that not a throw and a catch?
Yeah, it was a great throw. Great catch. But you notice he didn't push the guy off. You see what he did, Skip?
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
That was probably a better catch than even a throw. And then he
I would
comes
agree.
right back, and he goes bombs away on the next play, and oh, no, that's not the next play. That's still that one. Here we go again. No, we're still seeing the end of that one. But he goes back-to-back with 40 seconds left and then 31 seconds left. He goes bombs away twice to Michael Gallup, which sets up the walk-off field goal, and they win 37-34 and save the season, it seemed, at that point.
Right.
That's that guy. That's Michael Gallup. As underrated a receiver as there is, there's some days I think he's the best receiver on the field of those three, which brings me to a guy who will become the best receiver, and that is CeeDee Lamb. Do you remember the catch that he made at Minnesota? And he made it because he was up against the guy that you were suddenly crowing about, Justin Jefferson, who did have an extraordinary rookie year. But if we could just see this from Andy Dalton. Talk about adjusting to the ball in the air.
So are you going to
Lord have mercy.
Are you going to show the one he dropped in that game and in Washington? Are you going to show that one?
The one at Washington was horrendous.
Are you going to show that? You going to show that one?
Okay, he's a rookie trying to catch passes from 4 different quarterbacks. And yet, guess what? Out of the slot, he had the second most receiving yards in the league last year to little measly Beasley, once upon a time a Dallas Cowboy, now Buffalo Bill.
So he can't even be better. Y'all got rid of Measly Beasley for this guy. He can't even be better than Measly Beasley.
Measly Beasley had...
With a rap career. He got a burgeoning rap career up in Buffalo.
948 yards out of the slot for little measly Beasley. 877 for CeeDee Lamb. Yeah. I'm not writing him off to become the best receiver in the rookie crop. And again...
Better than Jefferson?
That's what I just said. I told you he had an extraordinary rookie year, but we're not over yet. Now it's a sophomore year, and then it's going to be a junior year.
That man had 1,400 yards. Your guy didn't even get 1,000.
Well, my guy is playing with a lot of different quarterbacks except for Kirk Cousins. Did he not have Kirk Cousins the whole year?
You don't like Cousins. You say he an overachiever.
Well, he wings it. They were winging it all over the field, okay? And he did get to play off Adam Thielen, who's a very good receiver.
Hold on. Look at what your guy got. He got 19 and 13 on the outside. He should have had 13, 1,400 yards easily.
All I know is this man is 6'2", 200 pounds, and he will turn into a DeAndre Hopkins before this is over. You know it, and I know it. You saw it last year. This man can beast. This man will become a man this year, and slowly but surely he'll take over as the number one receiver among these three. Well, it's pretty hard to stop it when the number one, the guy who makes $20 million a year, is Amari Cooper, who has only made 4 Pro Bowls in 6 seasons. Is that good? Should have made it last year.
Over who?
Over anybody. If they just had a better record, if Dak had stayed upright the whole year. Look at the year Amari Cooper had last year. It's very underestimated. He had a career-high 92 catches for 1,114 yards. His catch rate was 71%, which is extremely high. Of the targets, he caught 71% of them.
Skip.
Well, that's a year.
I mean,
that's a Pro Bowl year.
Let this sink in for a second, Skip. You talking about he should have made the Pro Bowl, and Julio was down. Julio was hurt half the year. Mike Thomas. So if they guys go, he ain't making the Pro Bowl.
Well, I'm just saying, if they go 10-6. Does he not make the Pro Bowl with those numbers? You better believe he does.
No.
5 touchdowns.
No.
He had a really good year. So, and by the way, I was all over him for his road woes the year before.
Yeah.
He pretty much righted the wrong of that, especially in those first 2 games at Rams and at Seattle. He caught 10 balls for 81 and 10 balls for 86. So he rose and shone on the road in ways he didn't at New England, at Jets, at Philly in 2019, which was a disaster of a debacle.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.